So why nickel? This is a map of New Caledonia, and all the green parts are where you can find nickel. So you can see that you can find nickel almost everywhere. From the south, in the north as well, you will find saprolite, you will find limonite, and so in French we say, we refer to New Caledonia as being le caillou, which means the rock, simply because you can find nickel almost everywhere. If you ask the Geological Society of America, they will tell you that around 20% of the world's geological resources of nickel are located on this small island. Well, not so small, but a small island, nevertheless. And according to the International Nickel Study Group, 5% of the world's reserves of nickel are located there. Why is it so low for the reserves? Simply because there is still some work to be done to discover the reserves in New Caledonia. Of course, in my country, we also did our own calculations and our own estimates based on the data we have on the geological structures of New Caledonia. And we calculate that the potential nickel resources in New Caledonia can be estimated at 54 million tons of metal, just taking into account the accessible mines. We're not talking about the non-accessible mines because they are in environmental protected area or socially sensitive areas. And so there is a lot of nickel, but also a lot of quality nickel. You see on the chart the nickel content of the ore that was extracted in the recent years in New Caledonia. So the green line is for saprolite and the orange line is for limonite. And so you see that even though there is a slight decrease over time, of course, but we still extract nickel at an average of 2% or more for saprolite and 1.4% or more for limonite. I will go very rapidly on this one, but just to say that when I mention the accessible mines, it's just the green part of this chart. So it's just 1/3 of the potential, and we think that if we added all the mines, including those that are in the protected areas, the resources could fairly, very, very easily go beyond the 100 million tons of nickel. Okay, another point I wanted to underline is that we have public policies, objectives. We have the nickel strategy, New Caledonia. It's important to note this, and it comes back to 2009. And it's really embedded in the institutional framework of New Caledonia because it's part of the agreement, which we call Accord de Nouméa, and the subsequent fundamental law that was voted by the French Parliament. And, well, of course, we don't compare to Indonesia. We're a dwarf compared to Indonesia. But I must say that we had the same intuitions as far as nickel and industry development is concerned, because from 2009 we decided that what was important was to maintain and, if possible, develop the downstream industry, and not just being a mining country, but also an industrial country. Because that's how added value can be created for the benefit of the population.